Hello and welcome to another episode of Drinking with Disney. This is episode 17. Tonight we watched Frozen.
And it was both of our first times ever.
Yeah, first time watching it for both of us.
I tried to watch it when it first came out with my niece, who would have been 5 at the time.
Right.
And she got distracted and wanted to play hairdresser instead.
Okay,
And
yeah.
that's how I ended up with short hair.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
No, this is, first time we've both watched this movie, and it's great.
It
really
was
good.
so good.
It is really good.
It'll never replace The Lion King in my heart, but it's up there.
It's a good one.
It's really good.
For watching the movie tonight, I was drinking the Royal City, the Two Rivers.
Wrong way.
There it is, the Two Rivers.
And then I was drinking Brickworks Batch because it's cold out. I don't need to worry about vodka sodas anymore. I'll probably still drink them, but tonight I'm going sweet with the Brickworks cider.
Yeah. And as always, we play a drinking game along with just having the drinks throughout the movie, and Molly will run down those rules.
So drink anytime someone... Sorry, Lucas wrote down the rules.
Yeah.
Someone breaks out into song.
Which is frequent.
It's a musical.
Yeah.
Anytime someone says, let it go, anytime Elsa loses control of her powers, anytime Olaf falls apart, anytime Olaf calls Kristoff Sven, and anytime Elsa rejects Anna, and anytime the harsh weather is referenced.
Yeah.
Quite a few rules. There's only a few that you really drink to, though.
Yeah, there's a couple that really keep you drinking throughout the whole movie.
I feel like with any kind of drinking game, you always kind of like, there's a few rules where you don't really notice it because it doesn't happen that much.
Yeah, and then just a couple of them just get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Olaf.
Yeah.
I love him.
Before we really get going into our review and rundown of the movie, I've got to do a shot of Fireball because I lost our last MVP poll.
Okay, because you chose Allison from Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, but there's only
You
a
could have
couple of good choices.
chosen Bobby the zombie.
not really
Is that
that.
his name, Bobby?
I forget.
The zombie from Hocus Pocus, other than Binks, like it could have been the zombie.
Yeah,
You chose Allison. Poor choice.
Yeah, but Binks is always going to be the one, I think.
It was a 80 to 20% vote.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that Fireball sucks, I'll tell you what.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so Frozen.
Yeah.
Let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
Starts off with some sort of chant, like kind of Lion King-esque. So I'm
Right.
like, what are we really getting ourselves into? And I feel like the first part of it is really, really random, and Kristoff's like job and life is really random. Like he could have just been there. Like it starts off with them all cutting ice,
like,
and it turns
harvesting
out
ice,
that they're harvesting the ice and they're ice salesmen.
Yeah, which was like a real profession, centuries ago.
Okay, sure. I'm sure it was. It was.
Yeah.
But, like, does that really have to be Kristoff's job? Like, does that have to be... Can he not just be a random guy they run into?
I don't know.
I get that it's Frozen.
Yeah.
I
the
get
whole thing
that.
is like ice.
But I'm just like, they're standing on the ice while chopping the ice. Are they trying to fall through the ice? Drink every time Molly says ice.
Yeah, that's going to be a rough one. But then after we see them harvesting the ice and stuff, we see Anna and Elsa in the palace together as like really, really young girls. And Anna's trying to wake up Elsa to go play with her. And
She doesn't want to play with her.
She doesn't want to play with her until Anna says, "Do you want to build a snowman?" Elsa's like, "Oh yeah, I'm about that snowman life."
Okay, and keep in mind, neither of us have seen this movie, so we're watching it, and they're like running like downstairs, like they're gonna run outside, and we're both like, "Don't they need coats?"
Yeah, are they not gonna be cold? But even though they don't go outside. They're still playing with snow and ice, and they're just like in their nightgowns still. Like they'd be freezing.
The cold never bothered Elsa anyway.
Well, Anna would be freezing.
Yeah, Anna would be cold.
Yeah.
So they're playing, and like, oh my God, I get they live in a palace, so maybe it's the ballroom. I guess it's the ballroom.
Right,
I was about to say, why is there just this empty room?
Yeah, it's like a big ballroom or dining hall or something like that.
Yeah, okay, my point's invalid. Goodbye.
Yeah, so then Elsa accidentally gets
bonks Anna in the head, but she's trying to save her though, because she's like, you need to slow down.
Right.
You're gonna jump on a hill that's not there, so she tries to make the hill, but she accidentally hits Anna.
Right in the face.
Right in the face.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it's bad news. Bad news.
Okay. It knocks her out instantly. She's ice cold everywhere, whatever. She gets the streak in her hair.
Mm-hmm.
Why is she knocked out instantly that time?
But not when she gets hit later in the movie, when she gets hit in the heart? I don't know, maybe because
Is it because she's older?
Maybe it's because she's older, but like if you get hit like in the head, it can knock you out, right?
I guess.
If you get hit in the chest, it will knock the wind out of you, or can really do some damage, but it's not gonna knock you out. Maybe that's the aspect of it.
I guess.
But then after she gets hit by the ice right in the head, they take her to the little trolls.
And she gets the nice like streak in her hair.
Yeah.
There's no real explanation for the trolls.
No.
Everyone just kind of knows that there's trolls there.
That they're trolls.
They're cool with these like voodoo shaman trolls.
Yeah, and one thing I didn't understand was like when you first see Kristoff when he's like when he's really young with the ice harvesters, I figured that he was like, the son of an ice harvester or something.
I think they got separated.
Okay. And maybe I just wasn't paying attention when that happened.
I think they got separated, and then the trolls are like, you're staying with us.
Well, you see Sven, when the parents are rushing Anna to the trolls, and he sees that there's like a trail of ice following them. So he goes and follows them.
Yeah, but at that point he was following the other ice people, and then he follows that ice.
But is his dad just not going to look for him?
Or
do the trolls abduct him? Because the one troll lady says like, "Oh, I'm going to keep you."
I think they abduct him.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that someone was his dad
That's kind of a dark side of that movie.
That no one ever talks about. Mm-hmm. We're talking about it now.
Right?
Because we're drunk. I just think I'm still like really weirded out by the ice harvesters altogether.
And it must have been quite a long way from their harvest if they were close to the palace when Sven saw him ride past, right? Like how far away is the ice that they're harvesting? And where are they bringing it to? Are they bringing it
They're probably taking it to
Arendorf?
Arendorf.
Yeah.
I was going to say Ariston.
Yeah.
There's a place in Ontario called Harriston.
There is, yeah.
Not Ariston.
Yeah. So then the troll master guy sucks the ice out of her brain, because apparently the brain is easy to fix, but the heart not so much.
But I think that's a little bit opposite.
Yeah, I would think so too.
And also, her streak doesn't go away when he does that.
No, the streak stays, yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Loophole!
I don't know how that works.
I don't know either.
But then he also takes away Anna's memories of the ice, right? Or of her ice power. Of
Elsa's ice powers. He's like, all the good times will stay, but she won't remember that there was magic.
Yeah. So my question there is, if all the good times stay, but she doesn't know there's magic, and this place is like a summertime place, there's no ice there. Like, where does she think they were for all these memories?
No.
Or is it more seasonal?
I think that it's seasonal because later on, when it does snow, like when they're growing up, and she's looking outside being like, let's go play outside. And Elsa's no, I can't.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's just like summer is the season that the movie's based in.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then after that, we see the parents kind of ship out, right?
Well, yeah, it shows them like kind of growing up, and they have to take Elsa away, and they shut down the palace essentially.
Right.
Why can't, like, I get that they have 2 daughters and they don't maybe want to. Okay, I'm answering my own question. I was gonna say, why can't Anna go out and do her own thing or whatever? They can open everything up and just keep Elsa shut away, but they know that they have 2 daughters, so they can't exactly just like have one open to the public.
But why not just say like Elsa's like scared of people, or she's agoraphobic or something like that?
She's a leper.
Oh God. Then just like keep her hidden away and let Anna have like a real life.
Or she has anxiety.
Yeah, she just doesn't want to deal with like the stress of being a princess or whatever, right?
Yeah. It's a real thing. And this was in 2013 when like anxiety was a thing.
Well, I think it's always been a thing.
No, but people are more woke about it is what I'm saying.
Right, yeah.
I know it's always been a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it shows them growing up, and Anna is trying to like play with Elsa the whole time. So this is one of the drinking game rules. Like every time Elsa rejects Anna, and I was like, what? Why does Elsa want to hang or Anna want to hang out with Elsa so bad? She's kind of a bitch to her.
Yeah.
It's not her fault.
No, she's.
But Anna doesn't know that it's not her fault.
No, and really, like, especially after the parents die, you'd think that Elsa would come clean to Anna about everything, being like, okay, listen up, here's what's going on, here's the real deal, I have these ice powers, and I can't
hang out with
you all that much because it's dangerous. And then Anna would be like, oh, okay, I totally get that. Probably.
Totes.
Maybe.
I just don't get why she had to be kept in the dark for so long. Yeah. Especially, like, so it shows the parents having to go away, then they're dying, then they have this wake. And then you expect it to be, like, the next day. But it says 3 years later.
3 years later. So they're just, like, these teenage girls who don't have any parents, who are still, like, living by the rules that their parents set out. Like, in no world is that actually going to happen. Teenagers are, like, rebellious by nature, right?
Well, and it also says, like, it's the coronation day, so and she's of age. So Elsa's 18.
Right.
So Anna's got to be, like, 16, 17.
Well, yeah, 15 to 17 or something like that, yeah.
So when their parents died, they were 15. There's no way they were following any sort of rules. If I was Elsa, I would go freeze every bitch up around and be like, fuck you, my parents died.
Yeah, you think she'd have that angst and
that
anger about her, right?
She 100% would, and she just doesn't?
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, but so we see the coronation day, and Anna wakes up, and it looks like she's hungover when she's waking up.
She looks like me when she wakes up. It's not that she's hungover. I look like that on a normal day. She's like, huh?
No, but she doesn't know, like, what day it is or, like, who she's talking to and
all
stuff
valid.
Like that.
Every morning I wake up. These are all things that happen. I know that women out there can relate to me. I feel like men are never going to know how tired women are naturally.
Yeah.
But I think it's in preparation for birth.
Gearing up your whole life for it?
I wake up tired because I know I'm going to be tired.
Yeah, and then we see Elsa putting her gloves on because she's like super like crazy about touching things, because anytime she touches something, it turns to ice.
So this is where I'm like, is she one of the X-Men or is she Harry Potter? Why does she have powers her parents don't have? So she's a mudblood. Oh, it's racism. She's a mudblood. You can't call them that. But or she's a X-Men or whatever. Why doesn't Anna have powers? I was expecting, because I haven't seen this movie and I have not read anything. Like, I know that it's a really popular movie. That's about it. I thought at the end Anna was going to secretly have powers, and I bet you that's in Frozen 2. I was going to say,
I think that's kind of like the whole plot of Frozen 2.
But, so I'm just like, nobody else has powers? Why aren't they, like, sending this, like, I don't know,
You okay?
I'm at a loss for words about this. She's wearing gloves. Does Harry Potter not wizard with gloves on?
But he needs a wand to wizard, though.
So, no, when they get older, they're like...
Right,
for those just listening, I did a Harry Potter flick with my hands.
Yeah. Well, maybe, like, when she gets her powers really under control, she can use her powers with the gloves on. Maybe it's that same kind of thing, that she just needs to learn how to do it, right?
Maybe the gloves actually are kind of trying to teach her to control her powers.
Yeah, maybe. But there is that good line later in the movie when Anna says about the glove, she's like, "I just thought she hated dirt."
Yeah, but she didn't know.
Yeah, no, that's a good line. She's pretty quick, that Anna.
Anna's so funny, and it's
one-liners are good.
It's very funny that it's Kristen Bell. I also made a point of like, I remember this movie came out, even still when people are Anna or Elsa for Halloween, more little girls are Elsa. Like, why wouldn't you want to be Anna?
Yeah.
Elsa's barely in the movie.
Anna is like without watching it until now, if you were to ask me who like the main story arc was about, I would have said Elsa.
Yeah, it's about Anna though.
Right, but the whole movie is really about Anna.
Yeah, and it's Kristen Bell.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She loves whippets. Bad moms.
Oh, yeah. But on the coronation day, they open the gates and Anna runs out into the town, even though everybody's coming in to see them. And when she's running out, and we're kind of led to believe that she hasn't been seen by the townsfolk in at least 5, 6, 7 years or something like that, right?
Well, no, more than that. More than
10 years? 10 years,
yeah,
maybe?
at least 10.
Okay, so she hasn't been seen by the townsfolk in 10 years. They open the gates, people start walking in, she's running out, and people aren't, like, freaking out. People are just like, "Oh, hey, how's it going, princess?"
Because they don't even know what she looks like.
Well, a couple of people say, "Oh, that's the princess," and then they keep walking. They don't, like, hoard her. They're not like, "Oh, wow, crazy." Like, they just keep on going about their business, which is really bizarre. And then she meets Hans.
Heinz Ketchup.
Yeah.
And
in Molly's note for when she met Heinz is Hans is her note here is enter potential dick appointment.
I forgot that I wrote that.
Yeah. And when she meets him, she's like super, super down on herself.
Yeah, on her dick appointment.
Yeah, and she says, "Oh, like it's okay that you almost knocked me off of the pier. Like if it was my sister, it would have been a big problem because she's the real business or whatever, right?"
Which just like hurts my heart, and which is why I kind of like. I like the message. Well, kind of. I like the message this movie gives is that like, don't be down on yourself, girl.
Mm-hmm.
But it never really goes back, except for Anna getting the man in the end.
Yeah, the right man.
But you don't need a man to validate you, Anna.
No.
You gorgeous girl with your freckles and your long ginger hair and your blonde streak. Gorgeous. Anyway.
Yeah, so right after she meets Hans, she's pretty smitten with him.
She's a smitten kid, and he is too. Like, he's all about her. Okay. Everyone has seen this movie, so twist at the end, I thought was going to come, but it comes so late.
It does come late, yeah.
I'm like, at the end, I'm like, you know what? He's actually going to be a good guy. And then you're like, ah!
Yeah. No, it does come
not!
late. It does come late. And the way that he does it is cold, too.
It's cold like Elsa and Anna's heart.
No, but it gives me hard Scar vibes. You know how Scar doesn't fuck around? He just says, "Long live the king," and just lets him die.
Yeah.
Like he has that same like anger in him, right?
He's mad.
Although he does give the classic bad guy "I'll explain myself" speech to you, right, before you die.
Oh yeah, for sure. You gotta explain why you're doing it, or else what's the point?
Right.
But yeah, so spoiler alert, Hans isn't good. But we really, really thought he was good. We were like, oh, but we were kind of back and forth. We were like, I bet you this guy isn't good in the end. And then, like, halfway through the movie, we're like, yeah, he's great. Like, actually, he's way better than I thought. And then it's like, just kidding, you were right from the start. So they meet, and it's this coronation dance, and Anna and Elsa are hanging out, and it's really sad. Like, the guy goes and puts, like, Anna up close to Elsa, and she's like, oh, I shouldn't be standing this close to her. Like, it's just the fact that Elsa was so cold to her made her confidence a little shot, which is really sad.
Yeah.
And so they're having a really good time, and she bumps into Hans again, and then they end up getting engaged.
Yeah, big show right now. Big reality TV show that's like a big craze is the 90 Day Fiancé. Like, they're like 90-minute fiancé.
They are the 90-minute fiancés. Yeah. He's like, want to hear something crazy? Will you marry me? And she's like, want to hear something more crazy? Yes. Yeah. Ah!
And then they go to Elsa because she's the queen. They ask for her blessing for the marriage, and she says no because you literally just met this guy tonight. You don't know him. You can't marry him.
Which is so surprising for a Disney movie.
But it's very like realistic, right? Like nobody would let their sister, or nobody would want their sister to marry somebody they've met for 90 minutes, right?
But also, I guess it was made in like 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you watch these other movies, Cinderella, Aladdin, a lot of other Disney movies that we've probably reviewed or will review.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I kissed him once after I met him for 5 minutes, and now we're getting married. Cinderella's the prime candidate for that.
Oh, yeah.
And Elsa's not about that Disney princess life. The Disney princesses are so quick to drop the L-bomb, and it's not like modern day dating where if you... Okay, I had to act like I liked Lucas, but I didn't like him that much. Like, to try and make him think I was really cool, where, like, I was really like, marry me. I was like a Disney princess from the beginning, but I played it cool for 7 years.
Yeah, I don't know if you played it that cool.
I did. Okay. We're married, aren't we?
We are, yeah.
So, yeah, ladies, listen up. But these Disney princesses just drop the L-bombs, and the dudes are cool with it.
Yeah. So then Anna's obviously not happy that she doesn't get the blessing for her proposal. So
and she's also like 15.
Yeah, so she gets pissy, and her and Elsa get in an argument, and she rips off her glove by accident. Yeah. And then the ice comes.
As soon as she rips off the glove, I was like, ice, ice, baby. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. So then she's icing all over the place. She starts running across the water, and every step that she takes, she's just creating more ice, and ices up the whole kingdom.
You ice it up. Ice it up. Well, because she ices, and then this weird... we haven't even mentioned the weird little old man that's in this movie. That's like their trading partner.
Yeah.
Who's like weirdly, I don't know, like he's trying to take over the kingdom. I think actually, since it's his trading partner, I think he's just trying to get discounts or get stuff for free by having dirt on them.
He says when they're walking into the castle for coronation that he wants to exploit their resources or something like that.
So
like
he's trying to get stuff for cheap.
He wants to take advantage of them, for sure.
So he's trying to figure out what's going on, and then he's finally like, oh, this girl's a sorcerer. Yeah. But also, you don't live in this kingdom, so you have no say in anything.
Yeah.
And she could turn you to ice.
Right.
So relax.
So then after Elsa takes off, Anna follows her on her horse, and just leaving Hans in charge. This dude she's known for like an afternoon, which is a weird move.
But at first, seems like, oh, he's doing so good.
Right.
He loves her. La la la. But even Lucas was like, oh, she's leaving this dude in charge. We're like, oh, he's gonna take over the kingdom. He's gonna do something fucked up.
But my question about the whole like power dynamic there is, that's the first day that Elsa is queen, right? So presumably there was somebody else acting as the head of state or head of the government before she was coronated, right? So why is that? Why does Anna not leave that person in charge again, right?
Because
they would have. I know, but they would have been in charge right up until earlier that afternoon. So why wouldn't she find the person who was back in charge and be like, "You're in charge again. I'm gonna go find my sister."
Pause. Unpause.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then she follows her all the way up into, we see
Elsa
building her ice castle.
Okay, she builds the ice castle. She goes out to Mount Crumpet.
Yeah.
To dump it.
Yeah,
like
it's not.
the Who's from Whoville.
They call it the North Mountain or something. Right?
She's in fucking Whoville there.
It's very reminiscent of the mountain from.
If you go to the other side of the mountain, the Grinch is there.
Yeah, for sure.
I guarantee you.
Yeah.
So she's going up there, and it's all like snow, and this is where "Let It Go, Let It Go" happens, and it's like this iconic song. It is great. But anyway, she goes up there and like she's singing this song to herself and she's like, I'm just gonna let this fucking magic go and fuck everybody else. And she really has like a Lizzo moment.
Yeah.
She like changes her whole dress and she's like, child, check my nails. That's Elsa. That should be the song she's singing there.
Pretty much.
It is. It gives off mad Lizzo vibes. She's living her best life. And you know what? The castle she's living in up there kind of looks ideal. Because the cold never bothered her anyway.
Right? Yeah, and that's where she really, her hair changes. She gets, her iconic, Disney look from, right?
Well, this is the thing. She has a bun in her hair, for the first, half hour of the movie. And then she has this hair. Don't get me wrong, I really like my short hair, but she has hair goals.
And then she also changes her dress, right?
Well, that's what I mean. She's having her Lizzo moment.
Presumably, because her powers are ice, presumably that whole dress is made of ice and snow.
It's an ice dress.
Yeah.
Just let her live her life.
No, I'm just saying that's got to be cold, even if the cold doesn't bother her.
The cold doesn't bother her anyway.
It's got to bother her a little bit. It's right out. It's so much cold.
It's so much cold.
It's so much cold.
She's living her life.
Yeah, so then...
in a pretty castle on Mount Crumpet.
Then we flash over back to Anna trying to find her, and she gets bucked off her horse, and her horse runs back to the village, and she sees this smoke coming from this cabin, so she goes there, and it's the little shop where
IKEA guy.
Where she first meets Kristoff.
Sven.
Kristoff and Sven. Yeah.
No, but I'm calling it Sven, the guy that works at the cabin is Sven, because it's the guy from IKEA. I am now taking off my mittens. It's the IKEA summer sale.
It's kind of like the IKEA guy.
Yeah. So this is where she meets Kristoff.
Yeah.
The lodge thing is very funny, but it's very irrelevant. So.
Yeah, the only purpose it serves is for the two of them to meet, right?
But they get the carrots, and that's Olaf's nose.
Yeah.
But it's a cute little side thing.
Yeah.
Anna is so funny, too. I love that this movie was made in 2013, because there's so many, little cheeky comments that she makes. Mm-hmm. When she meets Sven, I can't think of it off the top of my head now. It's gone. I'm really tired, and I've been drinking. So I'm not going to say what she says, but she just says so many cheeky things, and they're just I'm like, is she going to cheat on her boyfriend Hans? When we're watching this, okay, I've said it a million times, we're watching it for the first time. Don't know if you heard, but she's just kind of flirty with this Kristoff guy. She does talk about Sven the whole time.
She does, yeah, big time.
So I get that, because if I'm out at a bar and a dude's going to buy me a drink, I'll be like, yeah, you can buy me a drink. And then I call my husband, Lucas, and I'm like, this sucker just bought me a drink. And I feel kind of like maybe that's what Anna was doing at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then they spent a lot of time together.
Yeah, they spent a lot of time together, and they get, run away from wolves together, and They almost die a couple times, and they save each other's lives a couple times because Anna makes like a little rope anchor thing.
No, he makes it. And she just jumps off it.
No, when they're running away from the wolves and they jump this big canyon, she throws him like the axe with the rope on it and like sticks it in the ground right beside him.
Hook.
Yeah, and then they get Sven to pull him out. So they save each other a couple times, and we see Kristoff talk to Sven and like answer for Sven. So it seems like he's almost got like a multiple personality kind of thing going on.
Kinda, yeah. He's just like, wah, wah, wah. And later on, Olaf also calls him a little bit crazy.
Yeah, he does. And even his, the trolls who are like his family call his and Sven's relationship unnatural. In the song that they sing, they call it unnatural.
But also, like, right after Anna and Kristoff meet, they're talking in the sleigh. And Kristoff's like, you got engaged to a guy that you just met that day? Like, he knows she's crazy.
Yeah.
And this is why she's like 15. She thinks it's a good idea. Yeah. She's young. She's an idiot.
Just smitten, yeah.
She's a smitten kitten. But then they get away from these wolves after the cabin, and then they meet Olaf, who I think is one of my favorite Disney characters ever.
He's very good.
He's so funny.
Voiced by Josh Gad.
Who's in another Disney movie. He's in the live-action Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
He is LeFou.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's him.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you looked it up. Yeah.
It's LeFou.
Yeah, and one of the funniest moments in the whole movie, I thought anyway, was during Olaf's song when he's talking about how much he wants to experience summer and the sun and heat and stuff.
And it just cuts to Kristoff.
The music cuts and it goes to Kristoff, and he's like, should we tell him? I gotta tell him. I need to tell him. And that's hilarious. And Anna's like, no, don't tell him. We kind of need him.
And then at the end of the song, everyone walks away, and Kristoff again is just like, I'm going to tell him.
I got to tell him.
Someone's got to tell him.
Yeah.
Oh, very it's good. So funny. Yeah.
So then we see the village again, and Anna's horse is running back.
And Hans is walking around, like, handing out cloaks, all this, like, winter gear, because nobody has their winter shit, because it's supposed to be in the middle of summer. Don't they just have winter stuff in storage?
Yeah, you'd think.
Hans, thanks, but I've already got mine, Hans. Thanks. Nice effort. Thanks, Hans. But yeah, so he's walking around, and the horse comes back, and he's like, I need volunteers to find Anna. And, that's pretty much it at that part, I think.
Yeah, and then they all go out looking for her.
But that's another part where you're like, oh, Hans is actually such a good guy.
Yeah, he plays it straight for a long time.
Well, that's why it's such a burn at the end. It's such a burn. I was shocked, but not shocked.
Because really, like, if you think about his, like, what his plan is, like, I guess he's got to go look for Anna to, like, save face and, like, make everybody around him think it. But, like, if his plan is to just take over the kingdom anyway, why not just sit tight until they come back?
Or just let them die out there.
That's what I mean.
Or Elsa will never come back.
Sit tight, and if they both come back, you know...
But he goes to find Elsa.
Marry Anna, and then off Elsa like you were planning on. Or if they never come back, great, you're just in charge, right?
Yeah, that would probably be a little bit smarter. Mm-hmm. I don't think he planned on really finding them.
No, maybe not, yeah. But they do, and then they face off with the abominable snowman.
He also gets there so fast.
Yeah.
Elsa got there so fast. Why did it take Anna and Kristoff so long to get there?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
they're idiots.
Maybe because they were just following the trail that would have been laid out for them by Anna and Kristoff.
No, because Elsa got out there quickly too.
Yeah, but Elsa was also going out there when there was no snow.
You said that, but then I thought about it, and there's a lot of snow all around her. It's already all snow.
Yeah, but like the snow never bothered her anyway, so
I hate you so
much. Yeah.
Yeah. So Anna.
I like that.
Oh. Yeah. So they like go up. Anna finally makes it to the ice castle.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So she finally makes it there, and everyone wants to go in. Her and Elsa get in this argument. For the first time in forever. I'm basically Kristen Bell.
You think so, eh?
Yeah. Give me another drink and I will be Kristen Bell. I want peach. Give me peach.
Yeah.
I need to switch it back and forth. Back and forth. I like batch and I like peach. I need back and forth, back and forth. So they go in and Anna's all pissy about them being there. I'm going to take these off. I'm getting real serious. And we realize again that Elsa's hair is gold.
Yeah.
I wrote that twice.
Yeah, you wrote it a couple times.
They all go up to the palace. It's all ice. Anna has no problem walking up to the ice palace on the steps. But then Sven, the caribou reindeer,
Yeah.
is the most realistic walking on the ice. Sven is me walking on the ice. I, for Christmas this year, would really like some spikes to put on the bottom of my boots because I can't walk on the ice.
No, but like hooved animals are like notoriously bad on ice, right?
Me.
No.
I'm a hooved animal.
That's why the reindeer can't make it up the ice stairs because it's too slick for him, right? And he doesn't have hands to hold onto the railing, so he can't make it up.
Yeah.
But they get up there and they have a little bit of a
tiff.
A little bit of a tiff, which ends pretty rough.
It ends pretty rough because at the very beginning of the movie they say, "Thank goodness it wasn't her heart," and Anna ends up getting struck in the heart.
Yeah.
Which is why I said earlier, how come when she got struck in the face she gets knocked out, but when it's her heart she's like she gets a little bit of more blonde in her hair, but she's fine.
Yeah, but then...
right away, she's fine.
Yeah, right away she's fine. But then she starts feeling worse and worse and worse. And then...
like a hangover.
Yeah. And Kristoff takes her to his troll parents to try to fix her, essentially,
because,
right?
Well...
Because he saw them fix her in the past.
He saw them fix her in the past. It never gets brought up that he's like, oh yeah, I saw them doing this to you before.
Yeah. Yeah, he says, I've seen them fix this before, but not I've seen them fix you before.
Does he just, like, not put two and two together that it's the same people?
I'm not sure that... we need a little bit of a deeper dive into that, that's for sure.
But thank God it's Kristoff and he knows that the trolls know how to fix it.
Yeah, and I don't know how far the trolls area away is supposed to be away from the rest of the scenery in this movie.
Yeah.
But there's no snow or ice where the trolls are.
The trolls aren't frozen.
The trolls aren't frozen.
They aren't frozen.
They aren't frozen at all. And at first, Anna thinks that he's nuts. Talking about his this is my family, because they just look like rocks, right? And then they all come to life, and she's like, "Oh shit, these are trolls!" And then another musical number breaks out.
But trolls are just normal.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the trolls!
Oh, of course. They're
I didn't know they were rocks, but they're trolls.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Do you just have trolls? Why aren't the villagers scared of the trolls, but they're scared of the Ice Queen?
Yeah.
And what is the power of ice? You're scared of ice? Wait.
Yeah, like the whole thing in at the coronation when Elsa first starts like blasting the ice powers all over. Everyone's so scared. Nobody's like, "Oh shit, that's dope!" Like that's so cool.
We can toboggan.
Like we can just like ski or snowboard and fucking
toboggan.
Skate whenever we want and toboggan. Like
taboos.
Yeah, you can go taboozing every night, right? Yeah. I don't know. But after he...
But they're not frozen.
After Kristoff introduces Anna to all the trolls and stuff, it's pretty obvious that these two are going to bone down at some point.
Yeah, like, we already kind of knew she was going to cheat on her fiancé, and now we for sure know. Because at the end, they're trying to perform a troll marriage ceremony on them.
Right, yeah.
It doesn't happen, for all we know. Yeah. Maybe the second movie is them trying to get a troll divorce.
Right, maybe. But then...
I'm so funny!
Then we see another big time trope of these Disney movies where Grandpa Troll says, or what do they call him? Grand Pebble.
Grand Pebble.
Yeah. Because he's a rock, right? He says that the only thing that can thaw her frozen heart, because that's what's going to turn her into ice, is she has ice in her heart, and it's going to turn her into like an ice statue.
Ice, baby.
The only thing that can thaw that is an act of true love. So
this is true love.
So then,
Benny.
So then,
pinky breath.
So Anna says, "Oh, like true love's like a true love's kiss." And that's what she assumes is going to save her.
And then
so they think they have to get her back.
Go to Hans.
We have to get you back to Hans, yeah.
Even though he's got a boner for her, like pretty hard, like a pretty erect boner for her.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm sorry!
Yeah, and then as her hair is turning more and more white, Molly's got a note here and it says it looks like a girl who's tried to dye her hair at home.
It does, like either time. She tried to platinum it or she tried to go brown.
Yeah.
It just looks bad.
Yeah.
At a certain point. But then when she's platinum blonde, I'm like, ooh, girl, Anna, you should do Lizzo. Girl, dye your hair. Feel good as hell. Yeah. And then so then all the goons show up at Elsa's ice castle and try and kill her, obviously, because they're like, she's a witch. Hans actually plays it off so good, though, because he's like, don't hurt her. And then she wakes up in the dungeon. And that's when I'm like, ooh, is he bad again? And he's like, no, I'm going to try and help you.
Yeah.
But then he tries to kill Anna, but not really tries to kill her. This is when you see the cold-hearted. She's like, Kristoff brought me back to you. We need to kiss. And he's like, okay, and leans in and he's just about to touch her lips. And he said, too bad I don't love you.
Too bad there's nobody that loves you or something. Which is rough. It's a rough thing to say right to somebody.
When I said it.
That's a fucking hard ass thing to say to somebody right to their face.
I wonder how many people he's killed.
Oh, he's killed before. He has killed before.
You can't do that to someone without being a murderer.
No, that is rough stuff.
Oh,
right
God.
But then, so after we see that, we see Elsa starting to, like, freeze her shackles off.
Well, because when I first saw her in shackles, I was like, why isn't she just freezing her shackles?
Yeah.
And Lucas is like, yeah. And then it's like 10 minutes later, she just
freezes them
shackles.
off. Yeah, and then she busts out the side of the palace, and she's pretty much gone, right?
But she creates, like, a blizzard, and it makes a complication when Kristoff's trying to come back.
Yeah.
And then Olaf is so cute when he comes in and he lights the fire for Anna, and then he's trying to hold up his face while he's melting.
Yeah.
It kind of gives me the vibe of like, okay, so every year I watch all the Christmas classics, which is Rudolph, Frosty, all those good ones. Charlie Brown. I love Charlie Brown. Christmas is probably my favorite. But anyway, I almost said Rudolph. I did say Rudolph. Frosty. Thanks, babe. Lucas is getting annoyed with me because I'm drunk.
No, I'm not.
No, he's not. But think about Frosty the Snowman, the little girl who's not wearing pants, who's in she needs to go in the greenhouse that they find in the middle. Yeah. It's a rip from that.
Yeah, it is.
Because he's like, oh, it's okay. And she wakes up and he's in a puddle. Mm-hmm. It's exactly the same thing, except Olaf doesn't end up in a puddle. He's like, his face is melting like this.
Yeah.
And that just made me think of that.
Yeah.
Point made.
Yeah. And Kristoff is totally like just gonna go back to his ice harvesting life, but then Sven is like, nobody, we're turning around, we're going back. We gotta go back. You're doing the wrong thing here, man. We gotta go back for this girl.
But that's the only time he actually, like, he doesn't talk. He just, like, makes noises. And, like, Kristoff doesn't talk for him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like Kristoff's having an inner battle with himself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big time. Yeah.
And he's like, you're her true love, you dumb idiot, is what the moose is trying to say. The moose with the caboose.
Yeah.
And so they start to go back. And then Olaf and Anna break out of the castle. Everyone's broken out.
Yeah, and we see Hans tracking down Elsa to fucking kill her with a sword. He's gonna fucking slice her.
Oh my god, yeah, because it shows like Olaf drops off Anna and Kristoff, and you see that, and then all of a sudden you see Elsa and you see Hans come up, and he's got a sword, and it's Elsa. Hans tells Elsa that Anna is dead.
Right.
Which he also told the other people she was dead and that he was the king now or whatever he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because he tells everyone that him and Anna got married. Which is one thing I need to point out. I'll get to it in a minute. But all the people are standing like on the balcony or something watching all this go down. And they all think that Anna and Hans have gotten married. And then they see Hans and Elsa and Anna turning into ice. Didn't you think Anna was dead?
Right.
What? Yeah. Why are you just like, oh, everything's great again at the end? It's so cute because when Elsa's hugging Anna, because Anna eventually freezes because she goes to save Elsa. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Anna freezes to ice.
But
that was
Hans
her.
is about to slice Elsa, and Anna steps in to sacrifice herself.
Yeah, and then his sword explodes.
Yeah.
Wouldn't she explode?
Well, no, the thing, I think what saves her is the act of
true love.
Of true love.
And the true love
saves her.
That's what makes it such a nice movie too, is that it's you don't need a man to have true love. You love your sister.
You love your family.
That's so nice.
It is nice, yeah.
Unless your family are dill holes.
But no, it is
a nice message.
No, it is good.
And then Elsa goes, love!
Oh, obviously. Why didn't I think... She says, oh, love. Why didn't I think of that?
That's how she makes it summer again.
She says love, of course. So she just like... I guess the way that she makes ice melt is just to think love or say love.
She realizes that her and Anna have love and she loves everyone and she loves it back to summer.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Sure.
Well, no, because Anna saved her, and then she's like, oh my god, we're in love in a sister way.
Right, yeah.
And it's so nice, and then she loves everything up.
Yeah.
And then Kristoff and Anna realize that they're in love. Are they gonna melt? No, it's fine. Is Olaf gonna melt? Yes.
Right, yeah. So everything's turning back to summer, and Elsa, who is just totally in charge of her powers at this point after learning that love is the message.
That's nice, though.
Makes a little his own little cloud that follows Olaf around to keep him a snowman, right?
Oh, because he starts to melt. He's like, this is the best day of my life. And the last, as he's melting, and she's like, you're a snowman.
And we see... like the guards or whatever take the old like trade partner dude off and put him on a boat and like expel him from the kingdom or whatever. But the end of Hans, all we see is
they put him in the cage and they say let his 12 brothers deal with him.
Oh, do they? Yeah. I didn't notice that part. I was gonna say all we see of Hans is Anna punch him in the face and him go off the edge of the boat. So was he presumably drowned and dead?
No, they put him in a cage on his boat and take him back.
Okay.
Yeah. It's all good. All the bad guys get taken away. No one dies.
No, and then And then we see Anna and Kristoff have a big old smooch.
They smooch. It's great.
And I didn't realize it until like the last scene of the movie, but Kristoff has he kind of looks like Owen Wilson circa Wedding Crashers.
Okay, but you know who Hans looks like?
Who's that?
Fuck, I just lost it.
I've got written down here earlier, creepy thin man.
Okay, no. He doesn't look like that. That's what he looks like when he's in the snow. He looks like one of the Winklevoss twins in Social Network.
Oh, okay, like Armie Hammer?
Yeah, he looks like Armie Hammer.
I was going to say he looks like kind of like Adam Driver.
No, he's definitely Armie Hammer.
You know who Adam Driver is?
No.
Kylo Ren from the new Star Wars?
No, he's way more Armie Hammer.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah,
okay.
Oh yeah. Because I thought it voiced him and everything. I looked up, it's a different guy that voices him, and I was like, he is Armie Hammer. Where's his voice?
Right, yeah.
Oh, it's not Armie Hammer.
But no, Kristoff is definitely Owen Wilson. Like that, he's got like the blonde hair and big nose
Anna?
And stuff.
Kinley.
Our
our ginger knee.
Live action, like Emma Stone.
Oh, she would be Emma Stone. Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. But Emma Stone's naturally blonde. She's back to blonde now. But she could go red again.
Yeah, like that's how she's famous as a redhead. Though, right?
And Elsa?
I
I think Elsa's Paris Hilton.
Nah, I was gonna say like January Jones, maybe.
No, not January. Maybe Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
Yeah,
like a young
she's
Paltrow.
definitely a young Paltrow.
No, I see that. Yeah.
Yes.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay, good. So,
Yeah.
anyways, I wrote in all capital letters and underlined so good.
Yeah, really good movie. Really funny movie. Really.
We were like LOLA.
I was laughing pretty hard.
We were LOLA.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we always like to wrap it up with best song, which we both agree. Sometimes we have a debate.
I think my favorite song was Olaf's little ditty, just because of how funny it was at the end.
But like music-wise.
Musically, it's Let It Go, obviously. Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
So things we need to see more of, Lucas?
What I want to see more of is there's a little time period of probably a couple hours of a time period, like in the timeline of this movie, from where Olaf gets created and like is living and walking around by himself in the forest to when he gets found when he finds Anna and Kristoff. I want to see a little bit, like one or two little, 10-second, 30-second scenes of him wandering around and being like, what the hell is going on? Who am I? Like, kind of thing, right?
I feel like there might be one of those shorts, like one of the Pixar, like, prequel things.
Maybe.
I think there's something out there that is more Olaf.
Yeah, because like you see him being made by Elsa when she's going.
And then all of a sudden he's alive.
And then all of a sudden, but you don't see him alive when.
And she doesn't
when Elsa's in the shot.
She doesn't even realize.
She doesn't know he's alive, right?
Yeah.
So I think we need to see
like
more of that.
2 days, maybe.
And I think we need to see less of people complaining about the snow. Like, we get it. There's fucking snow. It's not supposed to be snow.
Yeah,
right?
it's supposed to be summer.
Yeah. And then Molly also likes to do her Marry, Fuck, Kill. And so this week it's Hans, Kristoff, and Olaf. What are you thinking?
I would like to obviously kill Hans.
Mm-hmm.
Can I marry Olaf after he has the flurries over his head?
Right.
And fuck Kristoff.
Yeah, I think either that's the right answer or it's kill Olaf.
Okay.
Marry Kristoff, fuck Hans.
Hans. Yeah, that's a good one too.
Because
you could go, honestly, you could go either way too. You could go marry Kristoff, fuck Hans, kill Olaf.
That's what I just said.
Is it?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm drunk.
Because, I mean, like... It'd be cold and uncomfortable to fuck the snowman.
Especially for me. Yeah. Like, I have a vagina.
Yeah.
Like,
it would be uncomfortable, that's for sure.
I think I agree with Lucas.
Yeah.
I just said it. I repeated it and I didn't even know he said it.
Yeah. And so for the real MVP of this movie, who do you got?
I definitely think it's Olaf. I was because sometimes we both are like, it could be this person, it could be this person. Yeah. I'm going to take this person, I'm going to take this person. I was set on Olaf and Lucas was set on something else. And I think it's Olaf because he brings Anna over to the fire. He breaks them out of the castle. Like, he is the one who takes them up to Elsa's ice castle. Like, he just does so many, like, important things.
He doesn't really take them up to the ice castle.
Yes, he does, because they're trying to climb the mountain, and he's like, there's a staircase over here.
He, like, finds a different way for them.
But also, he's, like, in the forest, and they're looking around, and they don't see him, and he's like, follow me this way. This is how you get to Elsa's castle.
Right.
Because they could have gone on a completely different way.
Right. I think the MVP of the movie is Sven, the reindeer.
I think you're going to do another shot in a couple weeks.
Because Sven is the one who they ride through the snow to get everywhere that they need to be. He saves them a couple of times, especially getting away from the big snowman dude.
Yeah, he does.
And getting them across the gully from the wolves. They would be done without Sven there. And if Kristoff didn't have Sven with him, Anna probably would have gone by herself without him, because having the carrots was a big part of getting Kristoff to go with him. Mm-hmm. And most crucially is Sven convinces Kristoff to turn around and go back and gets him back.
Both of us have to do with them meeting on the ice, though.
Yeah.
Olaf gets Anna to go meet on the ice, and Sven gets Kristoff to go meet on the ice.
Yeah.
I'm very interested. Those of you who are listening, please go vote on our Instagram. We always post a vote. We need to know, so who can do the shot of Fireball, and if it's me, I'm going to black out.
Yeah, so that pretty much runs down our review of this movie.
We love
really good.
This movie.
Really good. And surprised I haven't seen it before, and we'll probably watch it again for sure.
I would literally watch this again tomorrow.
Yeah, no, really, really good.
Like, it's so good. I remember my friend texted me and was telling me that this guy kept asking her to come over and watch Frozen. And she thought it was so weird. And now I'm like, you should marry that guy.
Yeah, no, it's a good movie. Yeah, and it's good.
I think he was trying to get a dick appointment, but still.
Yeah, still. Yeah, so that is this week's episode of Drinking with Disney.
Cheers!
Cheers. Follow us on social media on Twitter at DrinkingWDisney or DrinkingWithDisney_. Follow us on Twitter at DrinkingWDisney.
That was Twitter. Your first one, you said Twitter.
So follow us on Instagram at DrinkingWithDisney. Follow us on Twitter at DrinkingWDisney. And as always, rate and subscribe and review.
And please just vote on the MVP.
Vote on the polls and tell your friends about the podcast. We always like new listeners. And tune in a couple weeks when we will review another Disney classic. Take care.